what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Ksoo. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ksoo is a rapper from Jacksonville. He's closely aligned with none other than Young and Ace. He's probably one of the most known rappers out of ATK, and he's been going through it, man, in the legal system. He's got a couple of murder charges under his belt, and when I say a couple, I actually mean two. So Ksoo is fighting, having the trials of his life, and they haven't even begun yet. But it looks like Ksoo and his team are working diligently to try to get some of this stuff cleared up, man. They are trying to get him bail so that way he can fight this thing from the street and maybe get back into the rap game and make some more music. Now, what Ksoo's team did on social media yesterday was a pretty smart move. But before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's get right to it, man. Let's talk about this boy Ksoo just a little bit. But don't forget, man, as soon as you come in here, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. We trying to run this up to 1,000 likes, man. We be putting in that work, man, and the likes are free. Don't be stingy. Now, let's get into it about Ksoo. Now, Ksoo is an interesting deal, man, because you hear a lot about Ksoo as an artist and, you know, as far as street stuff. There's a whole bunch of rumors swirling around YouTube. There's short documentaries and things that are dedicated to Jacksonville and the alleged crimes that Ksoo is supposed to be tied to. Now, like I said, on my channel, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. I'm talking about you because you're a rapper, so I'm going to give you that benefit. You know what I mean? No matter what anybody says. Now, Ksoo's case has had a lot of ups and downs. He got arrested with his father initially. It made national headlines. Then his father ended up working on his plea deal. That made a couple of headlines. Then he got hit around the same time he got hit with his, what was supposed to be $1 million bail, then a $3 million bail. He ended up getting another murder case, and it looked like that Ksoo was not getting free anytime soon. Well, Ksoo's team took to social media yesterday with an onslaught of information for his fans. They want to use his social media following to put some pressure on folks to get him some bail, or at least get him a chance to have a bail hearing sometime soon. So what did they do? They went to social media and they leveraged, like I said, his fan base to go at one of the biggest activists, I guess, out there. Now, I don't do politics. I don't talk politics. I don't know politics, but I do know this dude's name because I think I've seen him on CNN or all the news organizations or whatever once before, and his name is Shaun, right? And I guess he looks at like different crimes and stuff like that, and then he rallies people in order to get people free. And Ksoo and his legal team are trying to get with him directly, man. And he made a couple posts on social media. Now, he made a lot, actually. So, man, let's get down with the post and see what he's talking about. Now, the first thing that Ksoo and his team obviously wanted to do was clear the air on some of the rumors and some of the news that's going out there about him, man. So he said this, man. He said, in this era of fake news and paid news, artificial intelligence is more and more used as a political tool to manipulate and dictate common people through big data. Exclamation point, exclamation point. I had to pause because that's a well thought out sentence, man. Then he had hashtag Operation Free Ksoo. And basically here, this is something that you would hear normally in different type of conspiracy tinfoil hat type of circles, where somebody would say that, you know, there's news or whatever that's just being dedicated to painting a bad picture of folks, and he feels like they're using those tools to paint a bad picture of him. Now, I don't know if he means like as far as just like the regular media, or does he mean like social media, or does he even mean like the YouTube, you know, platforms and channels and blogs that are talking about him? But he continued. Ksoo also said this, and I believe this post actually came before the other one. And he said, I don't think it's fair that I'm the only person sitting in Duval County Jail out of 3,500 something people sitting on a $4 million bail, but the other man can go and kill in front of thousands of people and get released with no problem, get help from the community. I need answers. I'm not, you know what, man. I don't want to use that word on social media, man. You know what he's saying right there. Basically putting it out there that he feels like he's being treated differently than others in his similar situation. Okay, now this next post, this is a good part. This is where Ksoo is trying to rally the troops and get everybody to contact Shaun King on his behalf, man. Now he said this. He said, loyal fans and followers, I need you to message and tag Shaun King. We have to connect him with my attorney at Christopher, you know what, I'm gonna have to cover that. He said, so together they can expose what the government is doing to me in Jacksonville. Tag, message, and share nonstop. Exclamation points. Hashtag Operation Free Ksoo. Then he also put, this is also his wife page. You can tag her also or DM. And that's her page or whatever on social media. And that's a picture of Shaun King right there. Now, I don't do all this activism, all that stuff, that political stuff, but it looks like Ksoo's team is focusing on getting Shaun King's attention because they think they can bring some points or some light to his case in this situation. Ksoo and his legal team, they also found this post right here, and they told everybody to spam this post and make sure they hit up Shaun King in that post. And an interesting thing happened, man. Shaun King actually saw it. Shaun King responded. He responded like this right here. He said this. He said, letting you all know I saw this. Where can I learn more about the case? So it looks like Shaun King is looking into Ksoo's case. And Ksoo backed that up with this post on social media. And he said, tag Ksoo attorney and put his attorney's name, or both of his attorney's names for him to contact him. And then he had to get on social media because I guess there were some of his fans that were just a little overzealous, and he had to put it out there for them to stop tagging his attorney, and he said this. So Ksoo went to social media, and he had to say this, man, on his lawyer's behalf. He said, Ksoo lawyer is doing everything possible to get him released and has done everything in his favor. Stop messaging him and threatening him. That's not going to make the process go any faster. We all have to have patience and bear with the process. We all want Ksoo home free. And then lawyer name are doing everything they can and is standing behind him 100%. Now, exclamation points all over the place, right? Now, it's interesting enough that, you know, his team, or I guess this page is being run by somebody other than Ksoo, obviously, right? And sometimes they take his post and put it on there as well. But right now, somebody else has some type of control over this because they're talking about Ksoo in third person. So, you know, it's somebody else that's putting this message out there. But this is an interesting strategy, man. And I'm wondering what Shaun King is going to come back with because, you know, when you reach out to somebody at that level, I mean, dude be on TV like talking about like all the big type cases and all that stuff, man. And for them to reach out to him for Ksoo's case, I mean, it lets you know that they feel there's some type of, you know, inconsistencies or something that's going on with the case there that I'm not privy to at this time. I just know what's in the black and whites and what's going on as far as that. Now, as far as his music being used, he also talked about that. Now, in detail, I mean, this video is already running pretty long, but in just to make it short, he talked about, you know, a legal case, and he posted it. And, you know, it's an article about people using lyrics and, you know, lyrics being misused in trials or whatnot. And they feel like that's a big part of their case. Because remember, I did a story about Ksoo's lyrics are going to be used against them. And they're already being put into discovery along with all the evidence and the witnesses against them that are blocked out, all that, man. So it's an interesting case to say the least, man. So what do you guys think? Do you think this strategy is going to work to at least get Ksoo bail so that way he can fight his case from the street or maybe even get back into music a little bit, you know, before the trial begins? Or do you think that, man, Shaun King might have too much going on to deal with this case and his lawyers will have to work overtime to get that type of involvement? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace. Oh, yeah. Make sure y'all run them likes up, man. Hit that like button.